is a traffic jam.
This, that, and the third.
Traffic jam.
Doing this, that, and the third. This, that, and the third. Doing this, that, and the third.
Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King, the third. And as always, I have my lovely co-hostess with the most by my side, Miss Rici Pieci, the one and only.
Hey, y'all.
And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another dope episode of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life. Literally. Now, we're going to begin the show in the best fashion we know how, and that's with shouting out our sponsors, beginning with none other than Maker's Mark. Shout out to everybody making their mark in their respective lanes and or industries.
And we also have Mountain High. Climb your way to the top.
Straight like that. So shout out to Gary and Greg for always pulling up, popping out, pulling up, and putting on in that order. So we're going to begin the show with some new news for all y'all new news. So Miss Rici was topping off our news segment this week.
Okay, so we've reached our debt ceiling.
What do you mean?
We're in debt.
We who?
As in the
We
U.S. government.
Oh, we the people.
Yeah.
Okay?
Not us, but the U.S. government.
Them. Uncle Sam them.
Yeah.
Did you know that Uncle Sam comes from United States of America, abbreviated? So like you, Sam, Uncle Sam. They just made this nigga up because of USAM.
Oh, no, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Uncle Sam, dog.
I guess I never want.
He never cared to know.
I never cared.
to
It's the
know.
white man, right?
That's a white,
The white
another
man.
racist.
The white man.
Right, the man.
Right. So I was watching this on the news, and Congress has been meeting about this because if they don't do something, right, we're at our ceiling, which it just doesn't really make sense.
Right, like what are they gonna do?
Okay, if we're at like, what's going to happen? And so what the lady was saying is people will start pulling their money out, the stock markets will go crazy, and
Just uncertainty will ensue, it sounds like.
but then my thinking was, well, don't we make money? Like,
Don't we print our
the
own money? Can't
Like,
we
what's
just
the problem here?
chop some more trees down?
But like I was telling Calvin yesterday, I feel like this has been an issue for decades, right? It used to be talked about a lot more, and I remember it. I want to say like the 90s, 97, 98 is when Clinton was in office.
Right about there.
And he was the only president during my time, or that I can remember, that got us out of debt. We had a surplus. I was really into this at that time.
But what did he do to get us there?
So it's like any budget, right?
Right.
So any household budget.
Right.
Let's say you got your student loans, right? If they're not consolidated, you write all of who you owe down, but that's student loans. Okay, then you got your household stuff, okay? Then you got, so it's like military, right? You got education,
Right.
all right? You got housing, right? We got foreign shit, right?
Infrastructure.
Whatever.
These things, yeah.
Right, so the problem is we've been putting more money to war.
Yeah, defense is the
Right?
main budget
That
item.
takes everything. And so I think with Clinton, and during that time, they broke all this stuff down. They showed it on the news. That's why I was really into it.
That's why I knew nothing about it. News.
Right. But exactly what he paid, what he was taking money from, and what he was putting it under, what would have more money in the years to come if everything projected to be what it was, what he said it was going to be.
Did this nigga coming from a finance background or? Damn,
No, really.
His cabinet was doing a lot of this?
It's not hard.
Okay.
But presidents do the budget based on their interest.
Type shit.
Okay, so Clinton, at that time, there was no war. There was nothing really going on because he came in after the first Bush. So there was nothing necessarily, we were not in
Looming.
turmoil. We felt like, I'll say this, we felt like it was money circulating, but he did put a lot of people in jail.
Oh,
and so
yes.
maybe the crime went down and maybe we
Yeah.
was just like, oh, okay,
Right.
that's great. And just
Maybe it came from privatizing the prison system.
Yeah.
The prison industrial complex maybe funded a lot of our
Could be.
debt and
Right.
led us to a surplus. So at what cost did he get us out of debt?
the black people, but nonetheless, we were out
You
of
wanna hit
debt.
this shit, Hillary?
We were out of debt. But since Bush, 9/11, right, we've been in Afghanistan since then.
Okay.
Right, so we're just leaving 20 years later. So we've been in debt since then. And so it's just, I don't know. Sometimes it's just like, okay, let's just throw it all away and start over.
Man, reset the deck, bro.
Because you
Deal.
still have a lot of the
Deal.
same Congress people and senators that are in office since then.
Since then.
So that's part of the problem too.
Anything that we can do locally to make the situation better besides manage our household budgets a little bit better? Pay your taxes. Damn. Stop that tax evasion, y'all.
But here's the thing. So my dad always questions everything, right? He one of them dudes that we watched Amistad together, and he was like, so what did you think? I gave a dumb answer. I had to write a book report. Like, he's one of those dads,
Did
right?
he grade it?
No, but he read it, and I had to, like, give, like, what I felt and what...
book report got me weak.
That shit it used to be annoying, but...
I love your father. That nigga is stern father figure. We need more of those, though, G. Yeah, I know. Hey, good job, Mr. Nelson.
So look, he would always question stuff, and he asked me, where does it say that you have to pay taxes? Where is that a law? Where is that? And it makes you think, like, you can't find it anywhere you look that says you're required by law to pay taxes.
Really? Now, I haven't researched it, but I did hear something to the effect of being born in the United States and being issued a social security number is almost the equivalent of being issued LLC, TIN, or EIN number, meaning that the United States of America, which is a corporation, you are now a subsidiary of such, and you have to pay up and get them a taste of everything, every dollar that you make. Because you're on American soil or because you're an American citizen, you have to pay taxes because of that, because you, Rici, are an individual and you're God's child and all that bullshit. But your name
means nothing to the business.
Nothing. Your name is in all caps on your birth certificate, and your social security number is almost like your employee identification number, and you're the employee. So you're actually a business and a person upon birth in the United States. Again, haven't researched it out. This is some stuff that I heard.
Ain't that some bullshit though? But
that's some real stuff.
And that's probably likely, right? But
that's why we have to pay taxes, because we are businesses within a larger corporation.
States. But that's not how they sell the democracy. Right? That's
the
not how they
game's to be sold, not told, though, people. You heard it here first on This and the Thing.
That's just something to think about. And then I was watching a video TJ actually sent me. I've read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad, right?
Twice.
We use the 4 cash quadrant in our business model with the insurance piece. I'm trying to get people to understand how to become a business owner, right? In this particular video, he talked about why business owners like Jeff Bezos don't pay taxes or get out of paying taxes. Even Elon Musk, right?
Even especially Donald Trump. Heard a nigga pay like $12.
I heard he's upset because he got booted out of the top 100 richest men alive. Yeah, he was in his feelings about that.
What do you mean? 105.
Right, nonetheless, but they get out of paying taxes by creating LLCs and creating businesses and jobs, right? And there are loopholes.
Tax shelters, tax deferred, all types of ways around the system.
And life insurance. You don't have to pay taxes. So they do dump a lot of money in their policies. And so when they pull it out, it's doubled, and they can pull their money tax-free. So I just feel like...
You gotta know the game to play it to win, y'all.
Yeah, so all of our listeners and viewers, talk to your accountant, your tax person.
Nisha Cakes, P Love, Ronnie Simon. Y'all follow through on this, man, because you too can take advantage of tax shelters and tax deferment. But you have to, again, knowledge is power. The G.I. Joes taught us that.
Did they? You watched that cartoon?
Man, definitely was a Cobra Commander fan.
I did not watch
G.I. Definitely watched G.I. Joe. Definitely watched Police Academy. Definitely watched the Nintendo.
I love Police Academy.
I'm talking about the animated series Police Academy. They had a cartoon for Police Academy. No. Yeah, with Hightower and Tackleberry and the big titty white girl.
Movie. Yeah.
I watched all the movies too.
In the other news, let's see. Facebook had a whistleblower this week. Did you hear about that?
Nah, I know it went down. I know they crashed, but I didn't know a whistleblower made that happen. Like, what do you mean?
No. So, yeah, it did crash on Monday. And here's the crazy thing. I was trying to post something all day. All day.
Through it.
And I was like, what the fuck? And so I took it off the Wi-Fi. I'm like, okay, maybe this Wi-Fi is janky. Then my phone, I'm like, well, no, my bill is paid. My network should be working.
I paid my Facebook bill.
What is the problem? So then I just left it alone. And thank God I didn't, think about it no more. And
Stress.
Then when I saw it, I was like, see, I know people was going crazy. Because for the first 10, 15 minutes, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But no. somebody that used to work for Facebook, she was a higher up. She basically went to the Congress and said that Facebook could stop a lot of the misinformation that goes on, especially during presidential
elections.
Yep. But they don't. They choose not to. She said their best interest is their interest. It is not the viewers, users, provide none of that.
Right.
And she said they are well aware. Of course, he came back and was like, she's a disgruntled employee.
Former employee.
But so I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of whistleblowers, period, I feel like snitches get a bad rap in our society. You can be like screaming at the top of your lungs trying to advocate for something that's
Good.
unjust, and people are like, one, you're a snitch. Two, it's too big of a problem for us to do anything about it. And it's like, three, when they put that narrative out about a disgruntled former employee, we buy into that more than we buy into what
The
they're blowing the
actual
whistle
story.
about. Yeah, that's why I think people just try to not rock the boat, not draw too much attention to themselves, stay low and keep firing and get their bag. But shout out to Shorty, female.
Yeah, she was
Sounds
female.
like it, for having the courage. I'm just saying, with all due respect, it sounds like, you know. But I mean, what do you think about her position? Is it Facebook's responsibility to act in their own interest as a company, or is it to act in the best interest of the people?
So
You know what I'm saying?
here's my take on it, and it's only because recently, one, I hate that Facebook owns Instagram and WhatsApp. Like I hate
I didn't
that.
know they owned WhatsApp. So when I went to reach out to my brother on WhatsApp, I couldn't get through. Like I was cool with the
Were you
IG,
concerned?
because I didn't know they were connected. So I'm like, wait, what's wrong with my phone? You know what I'm saying? But Facebook, I was cool on. IG, I was cool on. Didn't know that they owned WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Learned that the hard way.
So I don't like that. I don't like because my flyer for the 420 event gets blocked now. It always gets like
Flagged?
yeah, and they
For
say
inappropriate content?
Yes.
Dog, do you know how many weed
Yes!
billboards there are up and down the E-way right now? Like they're pushing weed down your throat, literally.
So
But you can't post about it?
that's part of my issue. Well, not only that, but you have people who smoking weed, drinking. Matter of fact, you have people who showing their whole ass on Instagram.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
the
mad
thing.
at my little flyer?
on,
Like,
man.
so I
It's just
don't like
flour.
how that ownership, they can control
Yeah,
all
they
of
have
that.
discretion. They have their own discretion.
And that's like Boosie Badass. He's still not back on Instagram.
Yeah.
And now he has to go to Twitter. Thank God Twitter didn't sell because otherwise Facebook will own Twitter
Twitter
too.
as well. Dang.
Yeah, I don't
they
like
gonna have a monopoly on social media
Yeah.
at some point. Because I feel like if anybody comes up and tries to be the next TikTok, next Musical.ly, the next what used to be Vine or
Yeah.
now Instagram, like Facebook would probably just cannibalize them and be like,
They
let me
will
get
try.
that. Let me get that.
Twitter is standing strong.
Yeah, I remember they almost went out of business, but I heard Trump almost saved them because Trump had so much traffic going to his page because he was so sensational.
Polarizing, and you're just always on there. So I think we do need to create, and I'm not saying go back to Black Planet. We obviously have to get something
I used
more.
to love Black Planet. What was your
Okay.
Black Planet name again? Do you remember?
Red 1212.
Red.
1212.
How long? When you was light skinned when you was little? What do you mean red?
That was my inner light skinnedness, okay?
Okay. I think mine was indicator.
What the fuck is that?
Indicator, like when you shoot a 4 on the dice, you know you finna hit 10. The 4 is your indicator.
No.
I was a big gambler growing up, dog. I don't know why. I went back to the crib for Hong Kong, and they was like, we went bowling for Saturday, the second day we met up. And I'm like, yeah, y'all just bet $1 every throw. And they was like, no, nigga. Ever since you were 12, you had a gambling problem, dog. Like, no, you was not for nothing. We trying to have fun, bro. You out here trying to make
Trying
rent.
to take people money.
Right. I'm like, damn, my bad. I didn't know I had a rep for that. But yeah, my joint was definitely indicator. Did you know there was one for like brown people? Actual brown people? Like,
A social media platform?
yeah, like
No.
not Black Planet, but like
What was it called?
something Spanish.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
I don't speak Spanish that well, so I don't know what it was called, but they definitely had their own platform. And I felt offended. But then I'm thinking like maybe they felt offended that we had Black Planet. No?
No, I mean, they probably did.
Yeah.
Who cares? But that's all I got for news, y'all.
All right, well that about wraps us up for this week's segment of New News for all y'all new news on this week's episode of This and the Third. Literally.
This is a traffic jam.
This, that, and the third.
Traffic jam.
Doing this, that, and the third.